All right, welcome everybody to the I Love Stamping Night with Stampin' Blondie. Now, this is my very first I Love Stamping Night that I will be doing now at the beginning of every quarter. This is a great way to learn more about the Stampin' Blondie team, what it means to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and we're going to do a little crafting as well. Now tonight I'm going to go over some just basic details about being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, getting to know myself just a little bit more so you guys know kind of the person behind the Facebook Live videos that you may have seen. And then, like I said, answer any questions that you may have about being a demonstrator. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my story about how I found Stampin' Up and how I decided to become a demonstrator. So in 2008, my husband and I moved to Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri. If you aren't too familiar with where that is, it is about an hour and 20 minutes east of Kansas City. So kind of middle of nowhere, Missouri. The closest craft store was about an hour away, and I had a full-time job, just like I do now. And I was driving to the city on the weekends to go to my local craft store to find scrapbooking supplies and spending time in the store, seeing those items that coordinated with each other, and just wasting a lot of time on my weekends. I was invited to a Stampin' Up event that another military spouse was hosting, and I fell in love with the Stampin' Up products. Now, at the time, I did not sign up to become a demonstrator. I just attended her classes. I had a lot of fun being able to purchase items for myself, have them shipped directly to my door without having to go to the craft store, and just enjoying attending her events. Stampin' Up then in November of 2010 had a sign up special, and I decided to join Stampin' Up. I had no intentions of teaching classes or hosting events. I was only doing this to receive my demonstrator discount of 20% off of my craft supplies. I figured I was buying them anyways. Why not get them at a discount? So from there, I continued to take the other spouse's classes. And when her husband received orders to move, she asked me if I wanted to take over the class. I was very reluctant at first. I had never taught a crafting event. But from there, that evolved into a monthly card making class that I would attend or teach. And then from that, I hosted stamp club events. I hosted multiple stamp clubs at once. And it just kind of snowballed into a business. Now, in 2012, my husband received orders to move to Italy. So we spent 4 years living in Italy where I was not able to be a selling demonstrator. I transitioned my website from a crafting blog to a travel blog. And then in 2016, my husband received orders to move to Tucson, Arizona, where we still are today. And I rebuilt my business into a very thriving business that I have here today. Last year, I was ranked in the top 115 demonstrators in the United States. There are currently 60,000 demonstrators, so that's quite a big deal. And I have grown my team to be here, not only here in Tucson, but across the United States. I just love the products and how they coordinate with each other. I love that I can get them shipped directly to my house without going to the craft store. I know that my Real Red cardstock will match my Real Red ink, my Real Red ribbon, and my Real Red embellishments. So everything coordinates with each other. My favorite thing is the quality of the products. Stampin' Up stands behind their items. So if I ever have an issue, if I receive something in the mail that is broken or just has issues, I know Stampin' Up will replace that item, and they stand by their products. So a little bit about the Stampin' Blondie team. Like I mentioned, we have demonstrators across the United States. We have a very fun and encouraging, inclusive team. No matter if you are here to build your crafting empire, or if you're just wanting to join Stampin' Up to receive a discount on your favorite products, I welcome all demonstrators to our team. We have a monthly in-person and a virtual team gathering. So during that, we go over a topic each month. There's make and take projects that we do. We share different tips and tricks that we've learned along the way, and just have fun gathering together with each other and crafting. I mean, I love to craft, so bringing everybody in to craft each month is something that I love to do. Another big thing that we do on the Stampin' Blondie team is recognition. I love to recognize our demonstrators for their achievements, whether it be promoting to the next level, or if somebody decides to have their first class. I always tell them I will attend. I always teach the classes. I would love to attend a class for once. So our Stampin' Blondie team is perfect for all skill levels. No matter what level you are at, you are welcome on our team. But I just wanted to give a kind of a quick overview of how I became where I am. Many of you probably know me as Stampin' Blondie, not just because of the blonde hair, but growing up, my dad called me Blondie. And in November 2010, when I became a demonstrator, he actually bought my first card for my mom. He bought a card to give to my mom that I made. I have the dollar hung up on my wall, like right there. And in 2010, in December of 2010, a month after I became a demonstrator, he passed away. So Stampin' Blondie, he called me Blondie, and it just fit as a big ode and homage to him for that. All right, so we are going to go over some details about being a demonstrator. Now, as I mentioned, you can always ask comments below or questions below. This is more of a time for you to get all of your questions answered about being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Now, for the month of October, so just about 5 more days left, Stampin' Up is having a Starter Kit Plus promotion. So this means traditionally the starter kit is $125 worth of your choice of products for $99. But during this month, it is an additional $30. So you receive $155 worth of product for $99 still. It's free shipping, and you can choose anything from our annual catalog and our July through December mini catalog as well. Now I've kind of put together a sample starter kit. So what could you put in your starter kit? Now this, like I mentioned, is all your choice of products. So let me go ahead and swap my camera here so you guys can see what I have. So everything in this bucket added up together is $154 worth of product. So you would get that for $99. So what I have in here is a package of painted Christmas designer series paper. So this whole bucket is focused on if you were to create upcoming holiday cards. So we've got, it's like 'tis the season to make Christmas cards right now. So I built a sample starter kit on what you could do to get some items for holiday cards. So a full package of our painted Christmas designer series paper. Now to coordinate with that, we have a package of cherry cobbler and garden green cardstock, full pack. Each of these are 24 sheets of cardstock. Now these are the Whisper White note cards and envelopes. Now I'm going to make 2 make and take projects here today, and I'll be featuring these so you can see those. A Stampin' Chamois, which this cleans off your stamps after you ink them up. You'll always want to clean off your stamps so you don't cross-contaminate your inks. So a Simply Chamois. Now this is the very best occasions stamp set. This is perfect for holiday cards because you have these different sentiments that you can use not only on the front of your projects, but also the inside. Now to embellish your projects, you'll need some linen thread. We have some basic rhinestone jewels. 2 ink pads, Cherry Cobbler and Garden Green, which coordinate with our cardstock, plus a black ink pad for all of your sentiments. You'll need adhesive, so a bottle of multi-purpose liquid glue, some mini glue dots, clear blocks. Our stamp sets do not come with clear blocks, so you'll want to add a clear block, a bone folder, paper snips, take your pick tool, and Stampin' Dimensionals. These 5 products here are probably the top 5 that I use on every project. So this is just a sample that I've put together. Like I mentioned, you can create your own starter kit here. Everything here totaled up would be $154.50. And with the Stampin' Up promotion, you get to choose $155. So you get basically $56 in additional product for free. All right, let me go ahead and swap back here. Now, a couple of things about being a demonstrator. Now, as a demonstrator, you are not required to host classes, teach events, or sell to anybody. You can purchase items for yourself at your demonstrator discount, which starts at 20% and goes up to 25%. But you can do this as what they call hobby demonstrators. I like to call them more happy shoppers. You can do these events or orders for yourself, place item orders for yourself and receive your discount. But if you want to go the business route, you can host your own events, teach classes, do Facebook Lives, however you want to do Stampin' Up as a business. Now, can you be your own host and receive Stampin' Rewards? If you aren't familiar with what Stampin' Rewards are, these are additional rewards that Stampin' Up gives to orders that are $150 or more. Now, as demonstrators, we do earn Stampin' Rewards on our orders. Now, the starter kit is not considered a Stampin' Rewards order. But if you were to place an additional order after you become a demonstrator, you can receive Stampin' Rewards, which is free product on any order $150 or more. Now, do you have to build a team and recruit other demonstrators? Absolutely not. Like I mentioned earlier, I had no intention of building a team when I joined Stampin' Up. I wanted my items at a discount that I was going to buy already. But as a team builder, you can receive additional income for building a team, but it is not a requirement at all as a demonstrator on the Stampin' Blondie team or with Stampin' Up. About 98% of the team members on the Stampin' Blondie team do not teach classes, host events, or are recruiting or doing Stampin' Up as a business. Let's see, where will you get project ideas? So as a perk for joining the Stampin' Blondie team, I provide my team with our project PDF tutorials. So the events that I host, everybody receives the project PDF tutorials on a password protected website. So you can go on there and print off my class PDFs so that you can recreate those projects at any event that you want to host. So you can use my class designs in your own projects as well. Now, Pinterest is a great idea for project ideas, as well as the exclusive demonstrator Facebook page. Now we have a Facebook group of demonstrators from all over the world that share their card and creations every day on this Facebook page. So that is another way to get project inspiration as well. Now, what are the quarterly sales minimum requirements? So as a demonstrator, right now, our current quarter just started on October 1st and runs through December 31st. So it's a 3-month quarter. As a brand new demonstrator, say you were to, for example, if you were to sign up today, you would have until the end of your first full quarter to fulfill the $300 minimum quarter requirement. Which means because we are in the middle of a current quarter right now, you would have until the end of March to fulfill that 300 quarterly quota. Now, if you determine at that time that you don't like Stampin' Up and the Stampin' Blondie team is just not for you, will you be penalized if you decide to quit? Nope. You get to save all of the items from your starter kit that you received. You owe Stampin' Up no money, and you will not be penalized. Now, of course, we'll miss you on the Stampin' Blondie team, but there are many benefits to remaining a demonstrator. But if it's not for you, there will be no penalization if you want to quit the Stampin' Blondie team. So you have until now, until the end of March, which is 6 months, to do your 300 quarterly quota. If at the end of March, you still haven't been able to fulfill that, Stampin' Up gives you an additional month. So your demonstratorship would drop at the end of April if Stampin' Up is not for you. So basically 7 full months to try this thing out as being a demonstrator. Now, a perk of being a demonstrator of the team Facebook page that we have, my project PDF tutorials, is also pre-order a month earlier than customers for catalog releases. So our next catalog will be released the first week of January. And as demonstrators, we will be able to pre-order from that catalog in December. Now, pre-order is the perfect way to be able to grab those hot items that are going to sell out very quickly, or be able to add items to your cart for any classes or events that you want to host. All right, so I kind of went over myself as a demonstrator, what I offer our team. We have our team Facebook page that I mentioned. In that Facebook page, you can post project photos, ask questions about anything Stampin' Up related. But my main thing is I support my team. However you want to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator is how I accept you as being a demonstrator. Like I mentioned, if you want to do this as a hobby, is just taking classes or purchasing items for yourself, you are more than welcome to do that. Or if you want to build a crafting empire, I will be there for your first class. Please teach class. I'd like to attend. All right. Well, we're going to move on to our question and answer session. So I am here to answer any questions you may have about being a demonstrator. I would love for you to take this opportunity to ask those questions that you may not have had the chance to ask. You're more than welcome to unmute yourself, or you can type it in the chat section if you would like to. So this will be the perfect time to open this up for any questions that you may have. And I have some of my team members on here as well. So if you want to jump on and talk about how our team is and what you like about our team, you're more than welcome to share that as well. Right, any questions? I don't see any unmuting happening. So if you do have a question, you can ask it in the chat and I'll get to that as well. All right, we're going to jump into our make and take projects for tonight. So I came up with 2 make and take projects that feature the note cards and envelopes that I showed in that sample starter kit. So our note cards and envelopes are just smaller than our regular card size. Now these can still be mailed. So if you create with them, they are perfect size to be able to be mailed, or they're a great size to tuck into like a gift bag if you're giving to somebody. Now these come with 20 note cards and 20 envelopes. So it's the perfect way without having to buy white cardstock and white envelopes at the same time. So a great way to be able to have those. All right, I had a chat pop up here. How much money do you make off a order, the 20%? Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that Stampin' Up calculates your the way to earn money. Now, if it's a demonstrator order, like you're placing an order just for yourself, your 20% discount comes straight off of your order. So it is just like if you were to use a 20% off coupon, it automatically comes off. Now, if you have a customer that places an order, you receive 20% of their order, and that is determined by how they pay. If your customer pays by cash, like they pay you by cash or they write you a check, you would place the customer order and it would be minus the 20%. So they pay you, their order is so much, they pay you that full amount. And then when you go to pay, it's that minus 20%. So you receive that additional payment in there as well. If they pay by card, credit card or debit card, the 20% would be added to your bank account after the credit card has been processed. And then as you have customers that place more orders, that's how you would earn additional income. And then also as you promote to the next level, you would receive a 25% discount and 25% on those orders. I hope that answered your question, Dawn, but if not, you can ask follow-up question. Does Stampin' Up offer the solid color cardstock in 12 by 12 for demonstrators? So as demonstrators, we do not have additional 12 by 12s that we can get. I think I don't have my annual catalog with me. I apologize, but I can follow up with you, Molly. I know right now we do offer white and black, but I think in the annual catalog, there are 12 by 12 like cardstock mixed packs. So there's like brights of 12 by 12, regals of 12 by 12, subtles and neutrals. I don't have my catalog in front of me to just verify that. I apologize. But I can get back to you, Molly, about that. I know we do have white and black, but I think we have mixed packages of 12 by 12, just not all real red, all garden green. So you can't just buy one color set.
Okay,
Anastasia, can you repeat the
mixed ones? I've seen that. So, but I was hoping because back years and years ago, they offered like packs of if you just wanted real red or whatever, but I don't see it anymore. So I was just wondering if demonstrators have access to that.
So demonstrators unfortunately don't have access to that. I wish we did. I wish we could get like bigger packages of cardstock because that would be awesome. But there are some additional items that Stampin' Up demonstrators can get. We can get specific stamp sets to demonstrators, but 12 by 12 at this time, we are not able to get that as demonstrators on the back end. Carmen, when can I order from the new catalog? So as a demonstrator, we can pre-order from the January to June catalog. It's December. I think it's, I don't have my calendar. I think it's the first week of December. As demonstrators, we'll be able to view the PDF version of the catalog online November 14th. So just a little over 2 weeks. And then right beginning of December is when we can pre-order from the next catalog. Now, Dawn, I think you had a follow-up question.
Can you repeat about the 25%? I'm sorry, I didn't understand it.
No, that's okay. So as a demonstrator, if you were to place an order for yourself, a demonstrator order, it would automatically take off your 20% discount. So you would, the computer already calculates that for you. If you have a customer that would like to place an order with you and they pay for it with cash or check, they would write a check or cash for the full amount of the order. And then when you go to place the order, you would pay with your card, but minus the 20%. So you get to keep that difference from what the customer gives you in cash or check. If the customer is paying by a credit card or a debit card, your 20 to 25% demonstrator discount or payment will be then added to your bank account a few days later. Because with credit cards, they have to process them, make sure that, you know, it's a legitimate credit card number, that kind of stuff. So there's behind the scenes stuff that Stampin' Up does. And then once that is all verified, then they add your 20% starting 20% payment into your bank account. So that's how you make money as a demonstrator. I hope that answered it, but if not, I can repeat it again if you need me to.
No, it was the 25%. I didn't.
So
I missed that.
as a starting demonstrator, it is 20% discount or 20% that you make on orders. But then as you promote to the next level, it's 25%. And it's 25% is the max that we receive as demonstrator discounts. So basically, as a demonstrator, if I place an order, my 25% will cover my shipping and then also additional coverage of products that I ordered as well. All right, are there any additional questions? These are great questions, by the way. I am happy to answer any others that you may have. All right, well, we're gonna move on to the make and take project portion. If you have questions still, it'll pop up on my chat and I'll be able to answer them as we go along. Let me go ahead and swap the camera here so you guys can see what I'm making. So the two projects that I'll be making here today are these very simple projects that can be created if you are wanting to teach classes. So this features the Best Butterflies stamp set. This is from our annual catalog. I love stamp sets that have images and sentiments along with them because it's just one stamp set that you need for everything. Now this stamp set is what Stampin' Up calls photopolymer, meaning it is completely see-through and clear, so you can see exactly where you're stamping. We also have what we call cling stamp sets, which is what this one is here. A cling stamp set is your traditional red rubber. Now, both of these stamp sets, both photopolymer and cling, they adhere to clear blocks. So the cling, which is the red rubber, has like a sticky sticker on the back, and it'll stick right to the clear blocks. All right, so I'm also featuring the coordinating Butterfly Kisses designer series paper. Now in our catalog, this is a whole page spread that is what Stampin' Up calls a suite. So we have a stamp set, we have dies for our die machine, designer series paper, and other embellishments that go with it. But I'm keeping it simple here today. We're not going to be doing any die cutting. We're just going to be using these two items for our projects. Now, if you've never worked with our ink pads before, these are the Stampin' pads. They come in 60 different colors and they're very easy to open. So it's kind of like if you're opening a makeup compact. So it just pops open here in the front and then you just kind of open it and slide it into place. So very simple to put together, but I'm just going to close this until we get to that. So our first project we're going to work on is this one. I have those note cards and envelopes. So you can see here is, I have a card around here that I can show you. So I can't show you the front of this project because I am doing a presentation in a couple weeks for Stampin' Up actually, and it has new product on it. So I can't show you what it looks like, but here is a normal size card and here are the note cards and envelopes. So just a little bit smaller on the note cards and envelopes. So I'll be showing those products once I'm done with my presentation in a few weeks, but I just can't show you guys now. All right, so the note cards and envelopes, I have a piece of Starry Sky cardstock. Now this cardstock is from the 2022-2024 in colors. So each year Stampin' Up releases 5 in colors that stick around for 2 years. Now these colors are meant to be a supplement to our core color families. So we have 4 core colored families, and these are just kind of a way to fill in the gaps on colors that we don't have in our permanent collection. And with these, you can find coordinating cardstock, embellishments, inks, papers. I think this is getting a little low here. Let's see. I just need to stick a pin in it. I store it upside down, so sometimes there we go. Sometimes it gets clogged because it's stored upside down. So we're just going to add that right to the middle. Now these note cards and envelopes are great because I didn't have to do any cutting or scoring of that paper. And then my 2 pieces of designer series paper. Our designer series papers are dual-sided. So they have designs on both sides, and you can use either side for your projects. And I'm just using the opposite side of our card here so you can see how simple it is to put this project together. Now this is a circle that I've die cut from the Layering Circles dies. Now, if you aren't too familiar with die cutting and you're more of a beginner stamper, that is okay. You can still create these projects without having dies. You can just cut a piece of square paper and it'll still work. Right in the middle here. Now I wanted to show you how easy it is to use our designer series paper for more than just backgrounds. So I have this piece of paper here, and I'm just going to cut this out with my scissors. So no stamping of a butterfly is needed. I'm just going to cut this one right here. So you don't even have to worry about layering your butterflies in because it's very easy to just cut these out. I found this is called fussy cutting if you're not familiar, but I found with fussy cutting that if you hold the paper in your, I'm right-handed, so I hold the paper in my left hand, but if you turn the paper and keep your scissors steady, it works a lot better to have control over your paper here. Now these images are very easy to cut out, so even if you aren't very skilled with scissors, everybody can cut these little butterflies out. And there's also dies that coordinate with this paper to cut some of the butterflies. So if you don't like fussy cutting, you can always die cut the butterflies. Okay, and now we're just going to assemble. So in that starter kit sample pack that I put, I had some Stampin' Dimensionals. These are like foam pop-up pieces that you can use to adhere to your card just to give it a little height. And that's going to go in the lower corner. Our butterfly, we're going to add some dimensionals. And I find these little backings all over my house. And that's going to go there. And then the last bit I just have, this is, like I mentioned, the Starry Sky is one of the in colors. It has coordinating products to go with it. This is the Starry Sky metallic ribbon. And I'm going to tie this into a bow and add this to the project with mini glue dots. I found mini glue dots work the best. This is a really thin ribbon. So if you use liquid glue, it can kind of ooze out and get your project all sticky. But a glue dot, you don't have to wait for anything to dry. And it's very easy to adhere this to the card. Now, one of the items that I had in the kit is the Take Your Pick tool. Now, this is a dual-ended pick, has a pick on one side and a flat spatula on the other. With the pick end, you can take your mini glue dots, kind of roll it into a ball, and then add your ribbon to your card. And that is the first project for tonight. Oh, there's a pin. There we go. Quick and easy. Again, if you're wanting to teach classes, you can. This is a perfect layout for that. If not, a very easy layout to recreate for any of your projects as well. All right, and then our second project here, a very simple, again, very easy for beginner stampers. And then if you want to step it up even more, you can. So again, I'll be using those note cards and envelopes. I love them because I don't have to cut and fold and score and anything with some basic white. These are very easy to whip up quick cards. Right, our designer series paper. This is that same pack, again, either side, but I'm going to put my dimensionals on the back here and add that to our card base. I don't think I've seen any more questions come up, but if you have them, feel free to ask. One thing I did want to mention, if you are a demonstrator that is not in Tucson, and you may feel like, well, how can I feel like part of the team if I'm not in Tucson? Like I mentioned, I do both virtual and in-person team meetings each month. So no matter where you live, you can still attend an event. And all of my other events that I have are both in person and virtual as well. So everything I do is both in person and virtual. All right, so I just stamped with, this is Parakeet Party. This is another in color ink pad. I just stamped that. And then my sentiment, I'm going to use that starry sky as well. Now, if you are putting together a starter kit and you're thinking of what clear blocks do I need, there's a couple of ways that you can find out. In the catalog at the bottom of the stamp description, there is a little detail about what size blocks will fit the stamp set that you're looking at. The 3 top sizes that I use for my projects are, this is a clear block D. So this is like the most common one that I use, clear block D. The second one is this one here, clear block H, for those longer sentiments. And then just a little bit smaller than D is clear block C. So those are my top 3 block sizes that I use. Right, and then my butterfly, I'm going to cut from this big, this is a bigger butterfly on paper here. So we're just going to cut this out here. And fill these in. Our, just like the last one, with fussy cutting, you can get as close to the image as you'd like, or you can cut right on the line. I like to leave just a little bit of a white border so it makes it look like it was die cut, but I find that with that little bit of white border, it makes it a little easier to cut out as well. Right. Now we're going to glue down our piece of basic white cardstock to our designer series paper. Our butterfly we're going to glue down. There. Our sentiment is going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Just a couple of those here. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add embellishments to this one. So the last one did not have any embellishments, but these are they go? I had them. I thought I had my embellishments. Well, I'll use these instead. These are the glossy dots assortments, but on here I used the flower embellishments. I thought I had them. Maybe they got lost on my table, but I'm just going to use a couple of these glossy dot assortments down here in the corner. And you can see I like to add my take your pick tool there to add those onto my card. So that is our second project for the evening, using the best butterflies, and you can add that to your starter kit if that is something that piques your interest. All right, now I have a couple of door prizes to get to hand out here tonight. So let me go ahead and just get everybody's name on these really quick. And then Dawn, Chris, and Carmen, and Molly. All right, so I have 3 door prizes to hand out. The first is a package of Evening Evergreen Open Weave Ribbon. This is one of our 2021-2023 in colors. So this will be retiring at the end of our annual catalog in May. So you can still use this for lots of great Christmas and holiday projects. But the winner of this is Anne. So congratulations, Anne. You will receive the Evening Evergreen roll of ribbon. Next, I have a package of the 2021-2023 in color gems. Now these kind of have like a iridescent shine to them, very fun and bright for projects as well. And the winner of this is Dawn. So congratulations, Dawn. You get these in color jewels. And then the last one I have is the Friendly Hello stamp set. This is a photopolymer stamp set, completely see-through and clear, so you can see exactly where you're stamping. And the winner of this is Molly. So congratulations, Molly. You are our winner. And congratulations to all of our winners here tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the fun goodies that I had. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up our I Love Stamping Night here tonight. Now, as a reminder, our starter kit promotion for the additional $30 in Stampin' items for your starter kit ends on Monday, the 31st. Now, I'm going to be sending everybody a follow-up email with the recording of this. If you have any questions in the meantime or anything else that comes to mind, please let me know. I am definitely here to answer any questions that you may have about being a Stampin' Up demonstrator or being on our Stampin' Blondie team. We would love to have you join us and love to have creation time with you as well. I hope you guys all have an amazing evening, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye.